Welcome back to the Wall Street Podcast. Today, we're embarking on a deep dive into Bernstein's latest research report. It's called Gen AI in Asset Management,
Mm,
10 Best Practices for Investors. And it just came out July 25, 2025.
that's right. In this report, it's from their Asia Quantitative Strategy team. It's really building on their previous work on generative AI.
Okay.
The core focus here is practical implementation for asset management funds. How do you actually scale these AI solutions effectively?
Right. Scaling is key.
Exactly. And they break it down into four critical areas: data infrastructure, governance, talent, and vendor management, and then how you measure success, the metrics.
Got it. So let's maybe start with that first one. High quality data infrastructure. What does that actually mean in practice? It's
Yeah.
not just like hoarding data, is it?
No, not at all. It's about being systematic, recording internal data, things like calls, meeting notes, emails. But critically, it's also about enhancing investment memos
Enhancing them how?
to capture the detailed thinking behind a PM's decisions. The report mentions maybe 10 to 15 specific factors that drive an investment choice. Getting that recorded.
Okay, so real granularity.
Precisely. And related to that is managing prompts effectively. They suggest building a database of good prompts, maybe using a framework like MARS.
NARS.
Yeah, it stands for metrics, actionable, role, scenario. It helps standardize how people interact with the AI, avoids, everyone reinventing the wheel.
Makes sense. Reduce duplication.
Exactly. And the final piece on data is consolidation, taking all those siloed, sector-specific data sets and putting them into one central database or maybe a dashboard.
So the AI can actually access everything holistically for the PM.
That's the idea. Give the AI the full picture to find insights.
Okay, data foundation sorted. What comes next? The report mentioned governance.
Yes, a clear governance framework. This isn't just rules for rules' sake. It's about process, systematically breaking down workflows to figure out where Gen AI can actually add value across different investment teams, prioritizing those use cases.
And getting buy-in, I imagine.
Definitely. That's
Yeah.
why they stress regular knowledge sharing, training sessions. You need to foster acceptance, get people comfortable using these new tools.
All right.
And an interesting point here is advocating for vertical AI champions.
Vertical, as in specific to an area.
Exactly. Someone focused on equities AI or fixed income AI or even compliance AI, close to the specific problems,
Yeah.
rather than a sort of broad horizontal AI program that's disconnected from the teams.
That makes sense. Embed the expertise.
Right.
Okay, data, governance. What about the people? Talent.
Always a big piece. The report talks about effective talent development and deployment. So this could mean setting up dedicated AI resources within the investment teams themselves.
Or hiring specialists.
Or hiring specialists, yes. People who can drive implementation, evaluate vendor solutions, and importantly, thinking about partnership.
Partnerships, like
Yeah.
not building everything internally.
Right. Strategically finding implementation partners early on, or maybe just directly adopting third-party tools for certain workflow automations. Don't assume you have to build it all yourself.
That seems practical. Faster time to value, potentially.
It can be. And looking ahead, it's about planning for hybrid teams. Humans and AI working together.
The human-AI collaboration model.
Yes, and that means building the infrastructure, the knowledge bases needed for that collaboration now, not waiting until it's already happening.
Proactive planning. Okay, the final pillar was metrics, right? How do you measure if this is all actually working?
And it's not just about the obvious ROI. They emphasize defining clear, robust metrics that go beyond just visible financial returns.
So what kind of metrics are we talking about for, say, operational efficiency?
There, it's pretty tangible. Things like the percentage of tasks automated or reductions in error rates.
Yeah.
Straightforward efficiency gains.
Okay. And for something less tangible, like research or idea generation?
That's more nuanced. You might compare the AI's output to human benchmarks, looking at precision, relevance. You could measure time to insight. How much faster can you get analysis done?
Time to insight. I like that.
And for portfolio management itself, you could evaluate how AI helps PMs avoid, say, historical behavioral biases, or maybe improve cell discipline. Think kind of like JP Morgan's Moneyball system concept.
Right, using data to counter biases. Okay, that covers the 4 areas. Let's dig a bit deeper into a couple of these. You mentioned the huge emphasis on data quality. Why is that so foundational?
Well, it really comes down to garbage in, garbage out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Especially for complex investment decisions.
Uh-huh.
AI models, they learn from the data you feed them. If that data, like the historical PM rationale, is vague or incomplete, the AI's insights will be weak, or worse, misleading. It needs those specific granular details, those 10, 15 factors we talked about.
So the quality of the human input directly dictates the quality of the AI output.
Absolutely. And that structured prompt management, using something like Mars, just streamlines the whole interaction. Firms like Maybank, GIC, they've seen how it reduces research time, avoids wasted effort. It makes the human-AI interaction much more efficient.
Got it. Now, about talent and organization, you hear concerns about AI impacting jobs, but how are firms actually handling these shifts for Gen AI adoption, according to Bernstein?
It's interesting. The report suggests a real move towards embedding AI talent within specific teams, those vertical champions again.
Right.
And despite maybe some initial worries about job displacement, the demand for people who understand both finance and AI is actually increasing.
So it's more about skill shift than job loss?
It seems that way. Firms are trying different approaches, developing internal talent, hiring specialists, using external partners. It's a mix. But the clear long-term direction is towards those hybrid teams.
Humans augmented by AI.
Exactly. Which, again, reinforces the need to build the supporting infrastructure and knowledge-sharing processes right now.
Okay, final point then, measurement. Moving beyond simple ROI, what are some of those really specific, tangible metrics firms are using or should be using to gauge Gen AI success?
Well, we touched on some. For operations, it's task automation percentage, error rate reduction, clear efficiency wins.
Okay.
For research, it's comparing AI output, quality precision, relevance against human analysts. It's measuring time savings, like that time to insight, and maybe even tracking the volume of novel ideas generated by the AI.
Quantifying the creative boost on the...
In a way, yes. And then in portfolio management, the really valuable metrics might be around decision support. Can AI help PMs demonstrably avoid common biases? Can it improve the timing or rationale for sell decisions? That's where you see the strategic value.
Measuring better decisions, not just faster ones.
Precisely. It's a more sophisticated view of value.
This Bernstein report really lays out a clear roadmap then. It feels like structured Gen AI adoption isn't just an option anymore, it's becoming table stakes for competitive advantage in asset management.
I think that's the core message. It requires deliberate effort across data, governance, talent, and metrics.
Definitely food for thought. You really need to consider how these best practices could start reshaping your own firm's operations and strategic thinking in this AI-driven landscape.